We joined Candice Robinson at Bass Racing this morning to take us through runners for Hollywood Bets on Wednesday. Candice, in race 2 you've got Diamond Rock. He's had the 2 runs down the straight and looks to be improving.
Yes, Vicky's a lovely horse and he's had 2 nice sprints. He's certainly going to be looking for further. I was hoping for a draw and got the worst of the draw, so Aldo's going to have to pull out some magic there on Wednesday. Look, as I say, he's a very nice horse, and I think if he can get somewhere from the draw or he can find himself a nice posse, then he should have a good chance.
Race 3, you've got the 3 runners. First them Glowari coming off a bit of a rest.
Yeah, my 3 fillies, they're quite small fillies. Vicky, this filly's trying a little bit further this time. I thought that, the sprinting trip would be okay for her, but she's been outpaced both of her starts now. So trying a little bit further. I think out of my 3, she's probably the pick, I would think. She's doing quite nicely at home, and, it doesn't look like the strongest of fields, but with juveniles, you never know, they improve all the time. So, yeah, I think she's the kind of filly that could have a money chance there.
And as you mentioned, the other 2, Captivate and Flamboyant Flyer, are you just looking for improvement?
Captivate also, she needs to improve on her current form. She didn't run badly first time out, and then her next 2 run starts were disastrous actually. So trying a bit further, she looks very well at the moment, so I'm hoping for a better run, but I can't be confident on those last 2 runs. She needs to show improvement. Flying First, she's not a bad filly. It was a good run from her first time out. She was very green, looking for this sort of trip, but she's drawn a bit wide, so I think it's going to be difficult for her, only being her second start from a wide draw. But hopefully she'll be running on.
Race 4, 2 runners. First Piroshko with Eldo up. He's at second round after gelding and he looks to enjoy the trip.
Yeah, he does, Vicky, and it was a good first start back from him. I basically threw him into the race to give him a gallop. He got into some trouble along the way, and I think he probably should have finished a bit closer. So a good start from him, and if he repeats that run, then he should be competitive in this field, and I would certainly think he would have a good each-way chance, despite the fact that he's got top weight there. Tchaikovsky also, I also threw him in last time. He was supposed to have been sold, and the sale didn't go through, so I quickly got him back out of the paddock, and he needed his last run, back over 1,000, which I think is a better trip for him. He may well be competitive there as well. So 2 good lively chances.
Race 6, you've got Queen of Sparta. She's been close up in her last 2 starts.
Yes, she's been running consistently well. I just wish I could get a consistent distance with her. I think 14 is probably her best trip, but there aren't really an abundance of 1400, so I've ended up back in a 12 this time. It ended up being a small field, and it's not that competitive, so I thought, she can sprint fairly well. So she's doing well at home, and she's certainly a filly, I think, who may well have a big shot there.
In the Winter Nursery, the Grade 3 event over the 1100, you've got 3 lovely runners. First, Distant Winter with Grant Up. She comes out of brilliant form lines.
Yeah, she's got very strong form lines, Vicky, and she obviously ran second in the Colts Nursery on Derby Day. She came out and won her maiden after all of that, very convincingly. And look, Vicky, for my horses, it's very difficult to choose. All the jocks that ride them at home, they've all got a different opinion, and each one thinks that each one of them's got a winning chance. So good luck choosing. I think maybe if I had to choose between the 3, I might go with this filly. But as I say, there's not much between mine. Certainly on their work at home, they're all doing very well. Future Variety obviously won a very strong maiden last time out. I think he's come on a lot from that run. It was at 12 last time, back to the 1100, but maybe with it going the way that it is, it might be fine for him. I'm just worried Justin's filly's got a lot of speed in that race. She certainly showed that last time, and he's got a big long striding horse who finds in the death, so I'm hoping that it won't be a little bit too quick for him. And then October Morn, super win from her last time. She could be anything. She's a tall, scopy filly, and she's certainly she's a little bit of under the radar for me, but she's a lovely filly and maturing all the time, and I wouldn't leave her out either.
Race 8, the 2 runners, Silent Trigger being the first, never too far off, and back in a 14.
Yeah, this is his best trip, 1400. I think he'll prefer it. Also been pretty consistent at the moment, and again, we'll have an each-way chance.
And then Charlie Malone, the last of them, he's coming down in the ratings.
Yeah, unfortunately, he was trying the 1400 this time, but unfortunately he didn't crack a draw, so it's going to be tough for him. I think he's also going to have to pull out all the stops from that draw, but I would like to just see him running on over this sort of trip. He's always outpaced in the 12, so hopefully in the 14 he can be a little bit more in touch. Would have been better, as I say, if we'd had a draw.
Well, Candice, all the best, and also on that note, just well done for the weekend. It was brilliant. Were your horses coming? Obviously they were thriving, but coming out of it well?
Thank you so much, Vickyard. It was a great weekend. They all pulled up well, ate up well, and pulled up well. So I look forward to the season ahead with them. And there certainly are two really great horses to train. I must say, I'm very privileged to have them.
Well, we'll keep an eye on you through the season, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's Candice Robinson taking us through her runners for Hollywood Bets on Wednesday, and as mentioned, coming off a brilliant weekend up in KZN, and looking forward to the rest of the KZN season with those.